Today I'd like to share one of the most profound experiences of my life, working with 5-MeO DMT. And I'll be honest with you up front, there's no way to fully put this into words. The experience is absolutely ineffable. You can describe it, you can point towards it, but until you experience it for yourself, it's just a story. So I'm going to share mine. As I lit the pipe, I took a long, slow breath, deeper and deeper, as the smoke filled my lungs. And when my lungs were full, I laid back. I held it in for 30 seconds, and as I exhaled, I instantly left the material realm, completely gone. I had fully settled in, and then I was able to let go. I surrendered, and what came next is absolutely beyond my words, but I'll do my best. There was this beautiful, infinite, white, intelligent light of pure consciousness that completely engulfed my entire being. I was moving at what felt like light speed into this beautiful non-dual state, a place that has been described for thousands of years by many different cultures and mystics and sages. A state where there is no separation, no self, no you, no me, just one infinite, indivisible consciousness that we all share. There's no ego, no body, just the awareness underneath, and the purest sense of peace and bliss I've ever experienced. No resistance, no fear, no pain. I really felt like I came home. It felt like returning to what I was before everything else, before the conditioning, before the pain, before all the shells we put up. And I started to realize how many of those layers you no longer need. They were protection from another time, but now they're the very thing that keeps you disconnected from yourself, from others, from life. This medicine has a way of stripping all of that away, not harshly, but directly, honestly. It shows you what's actually underneath. And for me, that changed everything. It shifted my entire path towards a much deeper level of understanding and helping others in any way that I'm able to, so they can experience their own version of that connection. Now let's talk about what this actually is. 5-MeO DMT is a naturally occurring compound found in certain plants and in its highest concentration in nature in the Sonoran desert toad. And it's also something we already produce inside our own bodies. That means it's endogenous to us. And this medicine is what's called an entheogen, meaning it allows you to connect with your own higher power through direct experience. And that's what makes it so unique. This is one of the few ways where you can directly experience what people call God or Source for yourself. Not as a belief, not as a philosophy, but as something you actually feel within. And that's something that's very hard to access in modern life. With all the noise and distraction that surrounds us, what this does, it brings you directly to what's underneath the ego. And that can create very real shifts in how you live your life. It can help reset your central nervous system, remove pieces that no longer serve you, and give you a fresh start with new vision. For me, 2 weeks after my first experience, I realized alcohol no longer served me. I've been drinking every day since I was a teenager, and all of a sudden, I just didn't need it anymore. There was no struggle, there's no willpower to stay away from it. It was just gone. That's one example of the kind of shift this can create. But I want to be clear, this is not for everyone. This is for people who truly want to go deeper, who are willing to look at themselves beneath the surface, beneath the identity, beneath the story. This medicine really needs to be approached with respect. You need proper guidance, proper setting, because it's very powerful. You don't control the experience. The medicine meets you where you are and gives you what you need. The more you surrender, the more you receive. That's one of the biggest lessons in itself. Surrender. We're taught to control, to push, to force, But this shows you there's another way, a way that flows much more naturally. There's also something important here. In deep meditation, advanced practitioners can enter gamma brainwave state, a state of heightened awareness where everything feels connected and unified. And studies have shown that people working with 5-MeO DMT enter that same state. So in many ways, this acts as a catalyst. It shows you what's possible. And once you've been there, it becomes easier to return. But this is important. You can't rely on the medicine alone. The real work is learning how to come back to it through your own practice, through breath, meditation, awareness, and over time, you begin to access more and more of that state on your own. And at the deepest level, what this reveals is something very simple, but very real, that everything is connected, that everything is one, and that underneath all of it is infinite, intelligent love. Not something you believe, something you feel directly. And once you feel that, you can't unfeel it. And over time, you start to realize something even deeper. That you don't actually need the medicine to access that state. It showed you the door. But the path back is through your daily practice. And eventually you realize you are the medicine. This was just the reminder. And that's what this whole path is about.